I'm going to show you how to make shrimp toast. Some of you call it prawn toast. I'm also going to show you this easy dipping sauce that's so good. This is going to be good and easy. You'll need 6 to 8 ounces of clean and peeled shrimp, or if you have prawn, that works. Onion powder, garlic powder, chicken bouillon powder, MSG. I'm also going to be using some sesame oil. Here I have 1 egg, and I'll be using some cornstarch. I'm also going to be adding white pepper, some salt, and Shaoxing cooking wine. I never can remember how to say that. Here I have 1 scallion that's going in as well. So I'm just going to add everything into a food processor. You can chop it up with knives and kind of make it into a paste. I find the food processor easy. And be sure to check the description below for all the ingredient list and the ratios. So everything goes in. And I'm eyeballing a lot of stuff because I make this all the time, but I'll give you some sort of ingredient list and measurements below. Now I'm going to cover this up and puree well. So this looks done, and I want to show you. You want to make sure that it's all combined and it kind of forms like a paste. It's very sticky, it's thick, and it's perfect. So I'm using just regular white sandwich bread, and I'm going to cut the crust off. And honestly, if I weren't filming this, I would probably leave the crust on because, you know, why not? Okay, there we go. And then you're just going to do the rest of these. I would say 8 slices works for this amount. And just take a heaping tablespoon. This is probably about 2 tablespoons, and I'm just going to add that. And there's several ways to make this. You kind of sandwich it in between 2 slices. And what I'm going to do is sort of clean up the edges. And the other way is to take 1 slice and cut it into 2 triangles. And then you kind of do like an open face situation. You just spread it on top. And then the top, you're going to dip that into sesame seeds. I only had like toasted or roasted sesame seeds, but if you kind of have them raw, that also works. So on a tray, I'm just going to shake some out, and then you kind of make it even, grab one of these shrimp toast wedges and just right there on top, pat it, and then it creates this like sesame seed crust on top. So I'm going to do the other one. And you may know this as an appetizer, but guess what? I'm making this for dinner. This is going to be dinner for 2. I like to add pickled vegetables and fresh cucumber on the side with the dipping sauce. I don't know, it's a meal in my house. So I like to air fry these. So what I do is lightly brush one side with cooking oil. If you have cooking spray, that also works. And then I place it oiled side down in the air fryer, and then just do the other side. And you could also bake these until they're golden brown on the exterior and the shrimp mixture is cooked through. Okay, so this goes into the air fryer, but I'm also going to show you how to fry these in a pan, which is typically how you would get them at a restaurant. They would deep fry them. The first side is nice and toasty, so I'm just going to carefully flip it over. And I am air frying this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 minutes on each side. Okay. And I'm just going to let that go for another 5 minutes. And now I'll show you how to deep fry these. You want to preheat cooking oil. And I'm using a small pan, and you just add it right into the cooking oil. You want to make sure the fry oil is preheated to around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And it takes minutes to cook. So maybe a minute on one side, flip it over. It's a nice golden brown color. And this is, I guess, traditionally how you would make these prawn toast or shrimp toast. It's done, so I'm going to put it on a wire rack to hang out. I'm going to make sure I drip most of that cooking oil. And by the way, air frying just makes it a lot less oily. So when you're doing these wedges, you go sesame seed side down into the oil. And again, this cooks really quick. The bread gets golden brown, and shrimp does not take long to cook. And then I'm going to carefully flip it over. And if, like I said, if you want to put this in a hot oven and just spray some cooking oil on it, that also works. I think if you were to put these in an oven, 375 degrees Fahrenheit probably works, or maybe 400 degrees Fahrenheit, because it all cooks quickly. So once this is done, right onto the wire rack. And that's it. This is the dinner. Pickled veggies, fresh veggies, and a dipping sauce. It goes great. And here's the air fryer one. Like I said, this is probably how I would make this if I weren't filming. It comes out great and definitely less saturated oil. And here you have it, shrimp toast 2 ways. And so what I'm going to show you now is a very easy dipping sauce. In a bowl, I'm going to add some mayo. Here I'm going to eyeball some soy sauce. I'm going to add some sweet cooking rice seasoning. And here I have some sugar. By the way, that was mirin. I don't know why I said that. And some chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. These are diced. And you want to just add little by little until you like the way it tastes. That's it. And maybe start a teaspoon at a time with all the seasonings, with the soy sauce and everything, and work your way up. So let me show you how crispy this is. Ah, perfect. And the inside is cooked through. So now what I'm going to do is add some of that dipping sauce, garnish with fresh scallion, and take a bite. It's so good. So my favorite one is the one that's covered in sesame seeds. Texturally and taste-wise, I love it. So let me know in the comment section what type of appetizer you like to make for an actual meal. So I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.